and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tay, and today we are talking about Maisie Peters' new album, Florescence. I became a fan of Maisie with her last album, The Good Witch. I was lucky enough to see her on tour, and I absolutely love that album. It was all I listened to for like a couple months. But with that being said, I can just see so much growth with Maisie as a person, but also as a songwriter between that album and Florescence. There were so many moments that I was listening to this album and I was like, this reminds me of Taylor Swift. And I don't mean to compare them because they both, their music doesn't really sound the same, but I just think they have such a talent for songwriting. I really feel like Maisie's figured out what her strengths are as an artist and also what people want to hear from her, because this album feels like a mix of pop bangers like Lost the Breakup and deep cuts like The History of Man. And she's also experimenting with different sounds. There's a bit of a country twang throughout this album. I think she's earned a certain amount of acclaim through this album. She's not quite A-list pop girl yet, but people are coming around to her, and she deserves it because this album is so good. So with all that being said, let's talk about the songs. This video is going to be so long, I tried to keep it short. I want to talk about the 3 lead singles first. I'm kind of going in order of my least favorite to most favorite songs. I gotta say, the first 3 lead singles are kind of together at the bottom. Now, Audrey Hepburn is probably my only skip on this album. It's just kind of boring. I can't remember the lyrics, even though I've listened to it a bunch of times. The bridge is nice. That is my one nice thing I have to say about this song. I really hate the voice filter in You. It just turns me off of the song, and that's why I hated it for a while, but it's since grown on me because the lyrics are really good. The verses have a nice flow to them, and the bridge is a masterpiece. She says, "You keep your distance, but not your word. You keep your peace and all my secrets, and you just skip the bridge you burnt. You said you loved me, honey. How can that be true when everything you did was about you?" I feel like she had something to prove with this album because the songwriting is just on another level. I feel a similar way about Say My Name in Your Sleep. The production is very simple, but the lyricism carries the song, and again, the bridge. It opens with, "It's the least I deserve and the thanks I get," and ends with, "Can't give me the world, so give me my name under your breath." And the music stops during "Give me my name under your breath," and it feels like holding your breath. It's a nice way to build tension in the song. I love when the production hits the way it needs to. Next on my list is probably Old Fashioned, and I know that's going to upset some people. Here's the thing. I really want to love this song. I love the lyrics, but some parts of this song are just like nails on a chalkboard to me, especially when she's yelling old fashioned and barbaric. It's just a little grating, and I can't do anything to change how my ears receive that. But man, it reminds me so much of The Black Dog. She's thinking about her ex in a bar, charming a new girl, and she's just really bitter and angry about it. Oh, I really want to like this song more than I do. I've been listening to If You Let Me a lot lately, but it's still kind of low on my list. It just doesn't stand out, and the whole point of the song is her trying to forget her ex. And I think other songs just explore this theme better, but there's a certain vulnerability to this one that I think makes it worth having on the album. Next, I think I'm going to talk about Flat Earther. This one reminds me of History of Man, but it is a weaker version. I love her delivery of the lyrics in this one. She sounds like she's mourning something, and I love the pre-chorus. "Down rabbit holes, my faith unstoppable, trying to make a man out of you. Impossible." The way she emphasizes impossible is really satisfying. I will say the title feels a bit forced. I feel like she wrote down Flat Earther and then wrote the song around that, which is fine, but it just feels a little clunky when she opens with, "I loved you like a flat earther." But I do like it as a metaphor for her believing in this guy and believing that he loved her when deep down she knows he's a fraud. Okay, let's talk about the opening track, Mary Jane's. This one's grown on me a lot. I love the way the guitar sounds in the background. It's so angelic and just calming. And I love the theme of this song. She goes over her insecurities, but then is like, none of this matters because I'm in love. There's also a lot of funny lines in this song. I love "My body's not a temple, more a bachelorette pad." And I love the way she says, "My lover likes me best with nothing on at all." She sounds so cocky there, and I just love that for her. And I love how chill it is. You know, there's love songs where you're crushing on someone and you have butterflies in your stomach, but it's nice to have a song that's just like, yeah, we're in love, and that's all there is to it. And I want to follow that one up with Nothing Like Being in Love, because I feel like there's clear parallels between those songs. I almost wish these tracks were switched. Mary Jane's makes sense as the opener. When I look at the other tracks, it makes sense why this one's the closer, but I don't think ending with a rumination on her ex was the move for this album. I feel like we should have fully moved on and been focused on her new lover. But order aside, I think this is a really great song, and I love the way the production picks up during the bridge. She says, "Oh, we went at it blindly. I begged you to find me, but you never knew where to look. Your arms were unbeaten, my small patch of Eden. We weren't right, but God, we were good." Next, let's talk about Vampire Time. This song is just so cute. She's coming back to a situationship and is like, let's go out and let's get married. I love the end of the chorus when she says, "I had to know what you're doing tonight and what you're doing tomorrow and the rest of your life." I love how confident but casual this song is. She's not head over heels for him, but she knows this is the guy she's meant to be with. It's very comforting and nostalgic. Kingmaker was the last lead single from the album. I do think she did too many lead singles. I think it was 5, but that's neither here nor there. I haven't been listening to this one as much since it came out, but it's still pretty high on my list. I love how clever and petty the lyrics are. I put gold on your head, should have put wax paper. And when she compares him to a dog, another sweet, sweet boy that I took out the kennel, back when his ego and his bark were mostly gentle. She comes after this guy hard on this album, but that is her right, and I love to see her being so confident, because I feel like on The Good Witch, you can kind of tell she felt like she wasn't good enough for this guy, but now she's realized her worth and is like, you are garbage, as she should. Houses is the next one. It has moved up my list quite a bit. Even though I don't listen to it that much, it's just, I gotta put it high up on the list because the songwriting is just that good. And the way she reads her ex on this song is frightening. If I were him and I heard this song, I would go into hiding. There's a lot of funny lines like, "A dog that costs thousands but you claim is a mutt, a guitar in the corner that doesn't get played much, and you think it's feng shui, all that dying bamboo, you hate your neighbors, they don't care about you." The line about his neighbors is the one that really gets me, because you can just imagine him ranting to her about his neighbors and how annoying they are, and she's just like, dude, they don't know who you are. That's humiliating. He's lucky no one knows who he is. But aside from the dragging in this song, there's also a lot of really deep cut lines. "No little tiny feet, just the fan as it wears. No white dress in a frame, 'cause you cheated on her. I can see it, the life I could have lived, but I didn't. The wife I could have been if I'd listened a little closer, if I'd loved you a little less." I love the rhyme of life and wife, but also the way she says their relationship might have worked if she loved him less. Her being overbearing in the relationship saved her from marrying this guy. The layers to that are actually crazy. I'm saying Tay Daughter, people. It's a shame this song isn't more of a banger, because I feel like it's not getting the attention it deserves. It is such a lyrical masterpiece. You Then, Me Now is quickly becoming one of my favorites. This album's full of this contradiction where she's insisting that she's over this guy, but is also ruminating on him a lot. I feel like this song and Girls Just Flying are moments where you can really see that she's over him. You can just hear how healed she is in this song. I love the lines, "My heart used to break, now it's all muscle. It's you in the dirt, me with the shovel. And sometimes the wine that you drink is better off down your dress or the sink." Her delivery of that second line has such a "what was I doing" tone to it. She was desperate to have this love back, but now she just sees the relationship for what it was. And the "me with the shovel" line, she's finally able to put this to rest on her own terms. Yeah, this might actually be my number 3. But anyways, now we must talk about the pop bangers. At number 3, I have My Regards. That was the 4th lead single. And this was the one where I was like, we are so back. I was listening to this. This was all I listened to when it first came out. It's definitely going to be on my Spotify Wrapped. It's unbelievably catchy, and it feels sexy without being very sexual. It leaves a lot to the imagination. I'm trying not to quote the whole song, but the entire chorus is incredible. Go listen to it. I love the lyric change from He took me off the market and I took him to the moon, to he took me off the market, so I took him to the Ritz. She's kind of flexing her money just a little, and I love that for her. I love the pause when she says, skipping my heart double Dutch. This and Questions just show her ability to write a classic pop hit with melodies that will get stuck in your head even if you hate the song. Conveniently segueing into Questions, the undisputed star of the album. I love the opening to this song so much, it gives me chills. I'll replay it just to hear the beginning. There's these wind chimes that it opens with, and then the chorus plays while the production builds up to the first verse. I love the line, "Is it feeling like you lost your one good port in a storm?" She's a Tay daughter, people. It's undeniable. I also had a galaxy brain moment where I realized the song is kind of a parallel to You, because in that song she's talking about how he's all she can think about, you know, she's dreaming about him with his new girl, and now she's flipping that on him. She says, now you hear him out with somebody, bet you picture his bedroom, my body. And just the repetition of you versus my, I sleep about you, I dream about you, I breathe about you, to do you think about me, do you think about us, do you miss my pretty, my funny, my touch? I don't know if this was intentional or a complete coincidence, but I just love the parallels between those two songs. Alright, on to the last song. I think Questions is probably the one I've listened to the most because it's just so catchy, but my favorite has to be Girls Just Flying. This song fills me with hope and just makes me feel lighter. There's something so bittersweet about it, like you've had your heart broken, but it's been patched up. It also just feels very clean, you know, she says, I'm 23 in Tennessee and look, it's snowing. And now I'm in Athens and my sky's full of stars. Something about those lines just feels so clean to me, being out in nature and just feeling the snow. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Love the lyric change from you lost sleep, babe, I lost seasons to you lost sleep, please, I lost seasons. She's just over it by the last chorus. But my favorite line is probably, I'm not bitter, I'm not dying. I forget about you and I'm not even trying. Because when you're trying to get over something, you're bitter and you're angry and you also want to forget because you don't like all the feelings you're feeling, but you can't force it to happen. But then one day you wake up and you've just forgotten. I also love I don't miss you, it's like freedom. A lot of the lyrics in the song are so simple, but that's the beauty of it. Like suddenly she's moved on from this relationship and she's just flying. Ugh, I love it so, so much. Okay, I think I'm all done. I tried to keep my thoughts very short because I feel like all my album reviews end up being super long. The Olivia one, that's probably going to come sometime next week. I'm sure will be absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, I really just love this album so much. It truly feels like healing. I really think this album proves Maisie's talent as an artist and a songwriter, and I'm glad to see how successful this album has been for her. She deserves so much more recognition, but I think this album's really marked a shift in her career. Alright, I think that's all I have to say. Let me know what you guys think of Florescence. Unless you don't like it, then you can hush, but let me know what your favorite songs are, and do we think she's gonna do a tour? Because she did a mini tour and didn't come anywhere near me. Rude. But I'm hoping she does a bigger tour because I would love to see her again. But anyways, thanks for watching and bye!